Ed Sheeran wins copyright versus the gays. This has been
Wait, he
he won.
won? I thought he
No,
lost.
no, no. They were saying that it was, and then he won the other day. I
Oh,
saw tweets from people saying,
that's
bro, there were
nice.
tweets of people saying there were tweets of people saying that the bluff, like he was calling a bluff. He was like he's probably a top five streaming artist in the world, a top 10 or something. He's really one of the biggest artists in the world. And if he's saying I'm gonna quit music, he's a cash guy. You know how many people are making money off Ed Sheeran? So he probably said that, and then all those people went behind the scenes and was like, "Hey, the gays can't win this one," because I definitely don't think I don't where the copyright rules are so weird because I think you should credit to a certain extent, but when I haven't I'm not old enough to tell you what the musical inspirations of the people that played that song. Which Marvin Gaye song was that? I'm about to look it up real quick.
It wasn't Let's Get It On.
Yeah, it was.
It might have been Let's Get It On. It was?
I think it was.
It was Let's Get It On. Yeah, because it was down, 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 down.
Yeah, so it was "Thinking Out Loud"
You
by Ed
try.
Sheeran and "Let's Get It On" by Marvin
Mm-hmm.
Gaye, and they definitely
Yeah.
you could hear the inspiration in it, but to say that, I feel like it wouldn't be fair unless you went back to whatever writing camp or room or wherever they created Let's Get It On and go figure out what their musical inspirations were and what they were thinking about when they made Let's Get It On. Everything is inspired by something. Nothing is new under the sun. And while if you get
Right.
a direct sample or a direct like relationship or inspiration from one song and you make another, you should in some way uh, break it down with them, or you should in some way credit them or pay them. But there are certain extents where it's like, how do you quantify influence, or how do you quantify inspiration in that way? Because everybody's inspired by
I, I don't agree with that all the way just for this song specifically because literally one if you look up Let's Get It On Spotify Thinking Out Loud comes up. That's one. Two, I just feel like that, just like the Robin Thicke song, those are like direct derivatives of these Marvin Gaye songs. You could say they're not, but you can literally put them side by side. It's the same, basically the same beat. They sound like um samples to me. Those two specifically sounded like they sampled those songs. I thought they had given them credit, at least Ed Sheeran, because of how close it is. I feel like it's maybe you could say it's inspiration, but it felt like a sample to me. Honestly, like
I'm
that's what
not
that
disagreeing with
song
that. I'm
sounded
not
like.
disagreeing with that. 100% they should
Hmm.
have got credited. But I'm saying if that's the case, keep that same energy. Who the fuck did who produced it was probably the Funk Brothers who produced Let's Get It On. Let me look it up. But whoever they were listening to on the way to the studio that day, because there's probably a song I'm saying there's probably a song prior to Let's Get It On that has a similar feel to that.
Okay,
And I'm saying if that's the case,
that makes
how
sense.
like maybe we're just at the point where the gays fell into the right place, right time thing where they had a catalog of music that was diverse enough in a moment in time where you could enforce copyright. Like you can enforce copyright today,
Hmm.
you can enforce copyright 10 years ago. So it makes sense for them to go after it. But I'm saying that somebody in when did that song come out? Let me get some more information.
You're saying like it's hard. Like, where's the bar at that point?
Where does it
Because
end? It came out in
yeah,
1973,
yeah,
right? So if it came out in 1973, who's not to say that there's something in 1961 that influenced that? We don't know.
okay,
Nobody has
yeah.
the wherewithal to go check. You know what I mean? And I think if like it gets so confusing at that point because if you think about wait, do you can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see. Can you not see yourself or something?
No, you recording continues to move on. Oh, okay, no, we're good. Your video just cut out for a second, but as long as you can hear me, it's fine.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just saying,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
we're good. So I'm just saying that I guess yes, the gays should be some way paid, but at the same time, it's not even like Marvin Gaye didn't produce the song by himself, I don't think. And so I just think there's so many people to credit for something to get made that it just gets confusing as to where that starts and where it doesn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it is kind of hard to quantify that with every song too, because most things are a derivative of something else. Like especially with music now, like it's a lot of just derivatives
Right.
of old stuff. So I feel like it's kind of hard to, like you said, when does it end? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
I
extent?
think I mean, the gays are getting to the bag, which is dope. I don't think
No, they're robbing people, bro. They're the mafia. Like
100%.
every time they hear something sounds a little bit like Marvin, they coming for
I,
it.
I,
Like every
I'd
time.
want to look to see who is in charge of the Marvin Gaye estate because it's not Marvin. It's probably not his dad. Hopefully
It's definitely not his. I think his dad went to jail because his dad was the one who killed
yeah,
him.
that's what I'm saying. It's definitely not him. But I wonder who's in charge.
Oh yeah.
Who's in charge of the estate? It's like who's in charge of the Michael Jackson estate? And I just saw that Sony was buying. Yo, Sony out here getting to the bag. Sony was supposed to buy back Michael Jackson's whatever equity that Michael Jackson's estate has in Michael Jackson's music. They were gonna buy it, and it was worth like 900 million or something crazy like that.
Didn't his family sell it though?
Oh, they already sold it.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. His family was the one selling it.
I
That's what I was asking, not if they sold it
Well, yeah,
already.
yeah, they might have sold it already. I gotta double check that. But I saw something in the news about that the other day, and that combined with Sony just be going after people's masters and publishing, like, I want to own everything. Like I told you, well, last week I talked about they're buying into Bad Bunny's label this year, or they're trying to. So I don't know.
Marvin Gaye's kids own his estate, by the way.
Okay,
It's split three ways between them, but they don't get any performance rights. So,
they don't get any. Okay, I'm not mad at
mhm,
it. I'm not mad.
yeah.
Well, the last thing I wanted to talk about is advertising article I read on Music Business Worldwide. Shout out Music Business Worldwide. You know, but it was essentially somebody writing about, I'll give this person credit, David Turner. David Turner was writing about the advertising models of streaming platforms and how over a period of time they just sort of break down and they don't seem to be working in the way that people initially thought they were. Last week I talked about how Spotify has never had a profitable year, period, ever. They started in 2006, never had a profitable year. And essentially saying that the cost of advertising versus the cost of like content and how many, because the thought is you have the free and the premium model. And so essentially, you putting out tons of free content with ads in it is supposed to be the lead in to getting people to buy the service, right? So like you think about Spotify free and Spotify premium, you know, and basically saying that the free model you'll get enough advertising dollars to cover whatever you're spending in content and overhead and all that other stuff, and eventually get them to pay a monthly. And what this article is basically going on and talking about was how a lot of the biggest streamers in the world, outside of Spotify and other places like India and things like that, how they